welcome to the Tuesday night Principal Cairo broadcast from DE and Band of Brothers. I'm Dr. Brian Moriarty, your esteemed MC for tonight's call, and I'm joined by my co-MC, Emma Moriarty. How are you, Emma?
Good.
And do you want to tell our viewers anything?
I love DE.
You love DE?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I love it so much.
Oh, are you going to come to the next DE?
Yes, I go everywhere if it's DE.
You'll go anywhere?
Yeah.
What if it was in outer space?
No.
No. Okay, well.
Outer space doesn't have anything.
Okay, so you're right.
Except for the moon and all the planets and sun.
Okay. Okay, but how about Clearwater, Florida? Will you go to Clearwater, Florida for DE?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what's coming up, guys. There it is, our Spring DE 2024. Beautiful, sunny, Clearwater, Florida, April 18th to the 21st. Look at that view, right on the Gulf of Mexico. Our beautiful hotel. It's going to be warm and sunny, and we're going to get plenty of rays and get inspired by all these wonderful speakers. So you can go to lifede.com if you have not registered. We are about, is it 6 weeks out? Yeah, I think we're like 6.5 weeks out. So like if you're flying to DE, you probably should get registered and, get your hotel and get your plane, because that's when the best rates are, about 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
So somebody said hi, Emma. Claudia says hi, Emma. They never say hi, Brian. They just say hi, Emma, because you're the eye candy here. Anyway, let's get registered for DE. Upcoming dates for DE outside of April. We also have one in July on the 18th through the 21st in Hotlanta. Then we're back October 24th to the 27th in Atlanta for the 60th anniversary of DE, big gala there. And then January 9th to the 12th back to Clearwater. Go to lifede.com if you want to register for any of them. But again, that 60th anniversary one at the end of October is going to be special. We are going to have a gala. All the big names in chiropractic are going to come out to celebrate 60 years of Dynamic Essentials. So we'll have to all be at that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that one. That's a big one. I was at the 50th, and it was pretty darn special. Anyway, so that's what's coming up with DE. We're excited for DE in about 6 weeks. Me and my whole family will be there. Hope to see you all, too. And tonight we have an exciting speaker. It's supposed to be Andy on the MC, by the way, but we don't know where the heck he is. So, Andy, hopefully you're doing okay. So they plugged me in because I know we did last week, okay? We had Tracer Moore. He was awesome. But this week we got a New Jersey guy, which we love because your dad is actually from New Jersey. That's where I was born and lived my first 18 years of my life was in New Jersey. And this guy comes from a lineage of chiropractors. His dad was a huge New Jersey chiropractor, big at DE, Dr. Tom Sidoti. And then we got Evan here, who graduated Life in 2018, came to DE probably as a kid. Then he came his whole time when he was at Life. They had a strong crew that was always at DE, always showing up. Now he's like 5 or 6 years in practice and killing it and still coming to DE. And he's doing it the right way. This is what you do. You breed DE kids. They're raised in the DE principles, and then they become incredible DE chiropractors. So it's really an incredible story. And I give him a hard time because he's from New Jersey, and so am I. But I really am inspired watching this kid grow up. It's like watching one of my own kids grow up, like watching you.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome, living in Montclair, New Jersey, but practicing in Passaic, New Jersey. Let's give it up for Dr. Evann Sidoti. Take it away, Evan. Love and appreciate you.
Yeah.
everybody. I'm super excited to be on the call today, and I just wanted to share a little bit about, I guess, what I'm going through, and yeah, just where I'm at in practice right now, and it all goes back to the big idea, and I think if you always come back to the big idea, all else will follow. It's right there in the quote. It's at Life University. It was up on the walls, and the more you understand that idea, then the challenges that you will face in practice, they become fun, or they become something that you're gonna overcome. And on one hand, you I don't know if anybody else is like this, but you learn so much at DE, and there's so many great speakers, and there's just so much to soak in. But sometimes you want to go outside of chiropractic and see what's out there. And I was going through a book. This was a while ago, but I was preparing for this talk, and I looked at, you got to go back to the Meadowlands, and I was reading some stuff on the Meadowlands, and I'm going to read two things for you, because I was following this guy. He's on YouTube. He's got a whole bunch of big businesses. Anyway, and I was going through one of his books, but first I'm going to look at the Meadowlands, and then we're going to go to his book. And it was like one of those things where you try to get away from chiropractic, but at the same time, you also see chiropractic, even in all the movies you're watching. I love when Paul Rose is always up there and talks about all of his chiropractic movies. But in the Meadowlands here, page 4, it's like you don't even have to get that far into the book, and Dr. Sid just lays it on you, and he says, "I'm suggesting and asking that you view life as a giant stream moving through you. I want us to begin to learn to direct our attention so we can look more at the stream and less at the leaves that float in the stream. Now, most people are spending the majority of their lives concentrating on those leaves, and those leaves, those small thoughts, are difficult to turn loose in many instances because they at least offer some security. But those that know how to watch, feel, and experience the stream, and in experiencing it, continually opens them up for receptivity, and their minds become stimulated at a higher vibration so they can deal with the innate consciousness within. So they are able to overcome obstacles, overcome temporary defeat, overcome temporary setbacks without giving them any awareness." And I've heard that quoted on the DE stage, and I've read it myself. I have it underlined, highlighted all throughout this book. And I was going through another book, and Dr. Sid, he calls it lasting purpose love. And to give, to do, to love. Oh, other shoulder. To give, to do, to love. At a sense of your own abundance and expect nothing in return. And I was going through this other book, and this guy, he doesn't call it lasting purpose love. He calls it weapons grade compassion. And this is a book about launching a gym. Okay, nothing to do with chiropractic, but weapons grade compassion. And he says, how do you think about your employees and your customers? When you employ this level of compassion with everyone you come into contact with, you unlock a level of creativity and execution you never knew existed. You sort of move outside of yourself into your work and really understand it from the inside out. It's a chiropractic book. It's everywhere. And then all of a sudden, solving a challenge becomes crystal clear, and you realize what you were doing was 100% the wrong thing. And it's just like, I can just go back to so many talks with so many DE speakers where they're just trying to drill this into our head with love. And I'm going to go on. The mindset means taking full responsibility for another person's state, whether it be your employees or your clients, and taking action as a result. It comes from a place of intention to be someone who helps to choose just because you can, out of a sense of your own abundance. And whenever you help other people, you are default operating from a place of abundance. You have enough of everything you need, so you don't need to focus on you. You can focus on them. And he goes on to say, people can feel it when you are operating from this place. And it was just kind of like a smack in the face sometimes when a lot of times we look elsewhere for these things, and it just comes right back. It comes right back to DE. Like, you can look, but it's always going to be the same principles that you learn at DE. Maybe you have to be like me and you got to go somewhere else to find the exact same principle, but it's there. So if you can just understand those principles and act and take them just into account when you're doing everything in your life, in your office, then life becomes easier, right? So what Lieberman always says, he didn't want to try what it was like to not live a DE life, and look at him now. So I was at this last DE, and I was really, really excited because our good friend Nikolai Young was going to come to not live. He was going to be my roommate, and I hadn't seen him in like 3 or 4 years. He was originally with us at DE, but then he went to Sherman. He was originally with us at Life, but then from Life he went to Sherman, and then from Sherman he went to Life West. And I was gonna see him for the first time in like probably 3, 4, 5 years. I don't even know. And he was gonna be in the room with me. And anyway, it was back at the last DE. There were some flight cancellations. He didn't make it, and I ended up getting to a room with Zeus. I don't know if you guys know Zeus, but he was great. And I had this great opportunity to only at DE do you get to share a hotel room with somebody that's got 3 different offices. Some of them are probably seeing 600-700 a week, and I got to just at DE by happen chance get to share a room with him. And I kind of viewed it as when Dr. Sid talks about when Dr. Sid talks about Billy Graham talks about accepting the Bible in full faith and not questioning it. That's kind of how I wanted to go into this. My questions with Zeus, where I was just like, this guy, from what I can tell, he's got a bigger practice. He's got more practices. He's doing like, if I'm going to take advice from him, I'm just going to go for it. And 2 really big things that he told me was like, what's your mission statement? What's your core values? Like, if you're having a problem with your staff, what's your mission statement? What's your core values? And, I've got my mission statement and core values, somewhere deep in our website or a manual somewhere, but like, I never talk about it with the team. So it's like, well, there's your problem. How can they be acting in accordance with what you stand for if you don't talk about your mission statement and your vision and your values all the time? So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue that we're out here. But I think the vision, our mission at our office is got it written. It's a little bit wordy here, but we want to educate families that their bodies were created wonderfully and are designed to heal. That's huge, because like everywhere, anytime someone goes to another doctor's office, a medical doctor's office, they neglect to mention the fact that your body is this wonderful, amazing machine that is designed to heal. So people have to know that, otherwise the whole chiropractic message doesn't make any sense. And we know that the power, or the key to unlocking that innate healing capacity of the body is to chiropractic adjustments, get that nervous system functioning properly. So my vision for the office is, I absolutely, the adjustment has to be the number one thing. But at the same time, I want people to be empowered to take control of their health. Because if they're not empowered to take control of their health, then they're not going to believe it, that the adjustment can help them. If they don't think their body can heal, then it doesn't matter if their nervous system is clear or not. So I got this story of this patient, and I'm someone that I've been going to DE for at least consistently as an adult for the past, let's say, 10 years. And I've got a pretty good understanding of chiropractic. better than most. But if I understand chiropractic at like a level 8, but my team only understands chiropractic at a level 4, and my patients only understand chiropractic at a level 2, then like what am I doing? And this situation with this patient, it was really, really good. But I think that I think I let her down because I want to take responsibility for this of not understanding or not teaching her enough that that the body is incredible, and it's that you are empowered to take control of your own health. So it's really a good story, but that like now that I'm looking back on it, and she's been a patient for 2 years, I feel like I missed something. And so this patient comes in, she's had like horrible, debilitating headaches. She's not working because of them. And it's the classic story. She went to the primary sent her over to the neurologist. Neurologist gave her a bunch of medications. Medications didn't work. The neurologist sent her over to physical therapy. The physical therapy didn't work. Then she tried acupuncture. Acupuncture didn't work. And then finally, someone probably told her, and she ended up in our office. And we started adjusting her a couple months later. She's doing better. Her life, the life is coming back into her body. She's able to do all these things she wasn't able to do. She's able to take care of her kids. And a few months after she started, she was going back to see her neurologist. And I was like, "Oh, that's great. Tell him, let him know that all those other things that you didn't help, and that you had a chiropractic problem the whole time with a subluxation C1." So she goes over to the neurologist, and she explains this. She's super excited because she's been dealing with this for years, and finally she's healing. And the freaking gall on this guy. And she came in, she's like told the neurologist that she was doing better, and he says something to the effect of, "Well, if you're one of those that still buys into that, then go ahead." And I'm just like, holy crap. Like what is going on in that guy's life that this woman has gone on this journey of like sickness and healing, and all they can think about is yeah, you're gonna go there, all right. Anyway, she sided with us, and she understood that absolutely it was the chiropractor that helped, and it was nothing else. And it's really, really exciting. And now she's been coming in for about a year, 2 years. And no, I'm sorry. She's been coming in for 2 years. And she's got twin 6-year-olds. And she recently she wanted to bring one of her twin sons in because he wasn't walking straight. I said, "Perfect, let's go, bring him in." And I'm talking, we're doing the history, and I find out that not only is this kid not walking straight, but he's also constipated. And for the past 2 years, while she's been a patient, she's been giving him something so he can go to the bathroom every single day. And then I think about, okay, well, this is this one. What about the other one? She's like, "Oh yeah, him too." Like so nonchalant. And I was like, and then she said something about the breathing. So I was like, "Oh, and what about what about the tonsils?" And she's like, "Yeah, they took the tonsils out too in the past couple of years." And I'm like, it was like a gut punch, because I on one hand I've got this beautiful story of chiropractic saving the day, and then on the other hand, it seems like she missed the whole thing. It blew by her. She's been in the office. She's been coming for 2 years. We've been pouring into her, but it never occurred to her that maybe her kids' digestive and breathing and tonsils, whatever all these problems were a chiropractic problem. So, my understanding of chiropractic might be up here, but apparently, at least with this patient, something didn't go right. And I've been racking my brain about it. And like, it's gotta, I like when things are my fault. And, on one hand, they say that, comparison is the thief of joy. But, on the other hand, like, what if this woman went into Lieberman's office? What if this woman went into Judson's office or Brian or Andy's office? And, you know, would that kid still have his tonsils? Would he still be taking whatever to go to the bathroom every day? And we're doing great. We've got a wonderful office. We're helping a lot of people. But if we're going back to like my vision of creating an environment where people feel empowered to take control of their health, I don't feel like I feel like we dropped the ball here. And it's not, it's just an opportunity for more growth. And the tricky thing with running a high volume office is that, maybe you can get into these deeper conversations when you're seeing 50 a day. But what if you're seeing 150 a day? If you want to be able to provide 150 adjustments in a day, that doesn't leave much room for talking. And if you're not able to talk and pour into these people, then where are they getting it? And I think what it needs to come from is I've got a doctor's report. I know I've gone over this. I know I've like, but something missed. So if I could get the way that my brain's working right now is that, maybe I think I gotta pour more into my team. If I can get my team up to, instead of a 4, if I can get them up to a 6, a 7, an 8, then that can bring the patients maybe to a 4 or a 5. And because I can't talk to everyone all day, and I can't, sometimes I'm sure you guys know this, like people will confide more in your CAs than they will in you occasionally. And it comes back to this, lasting purpose, love. And I think we've all had that situation where, someone's talking and, like how deep do you want to go into explaining chiropractic? Like, because it's a touchy conversation when you're like, okay, yep, you already took the tonsils out. All right, yep, you've been given this medication for the past year. And if you don't put in the work beforehand, where people know that you're coming from a place of love, where people know that this isn't you're operating from abundance, and it's not about you. It's not about building your office or building your, like, it's about them. And if you put enough of that work in, and it's not just you, but it's the whole team, then that's when I think each word you say is just going to travel much further and deeper into someone's subconscious, where they're going to think of you first. They're going to think of chiropractic first. They're going to come to you and ask you, these health questions, instead of just listening to the doctor that says, "Oh, tonsils, yep, let's cut those out. Oh, not going to the bathroom, take this." And but if you don't put in the love up front, then when that situation comes, then you're going to miss it. And it might be too late. It might, like, they're not going to see you and trust you as that authority. And there's Dr. Sid again. It's like, you got to speak with authority. And that's my I guess my next mountain to climb in the office is, pour into the team. I was talking to Danny Roses, and he gives each of his patients wake up humans when they, I think, on their first visit or something. And by the second visit, they've read a few chapters, and it's just, Like maybe if I gave her that book, she would have seen it differently. And it's just really, really interesting to me. So like we got this big practice. I think we had three orientations today, doctor's reports, everybody signed up. It's great, but now I'm thinking 2 years down the road, this woman didn't get it. So I'm going back to the drawing board, going back to improving. That's what it's about. It's being happy with where you're at, but not, I guess, not being content. It's like there's more work to do. You just, I don't know if anyone does this. You look out your window. I have a window. There's a busy street that runs by the office. And you just see cars and cars and cars of people driving by, and it's like they're all looking in the wrong place. And I can help them if I can only reach them. And it's got to be more than you. It's got to be where your team in the office, feels like this is a career. This isn't just a job that you're going to have for a couple of years until the next better one comes around. This is the thesis here. The more that you build into your team, the more your team builds into the patients, and the more that allows you to, stay focused and then build into your patients even more. So that's what I got. I want to thank everybody, my whole DE family. I want to thank my dad, my parents. It's just as Tracer was talking about last week, it's just great when we go to DE and we've got so many solid people there. We got Alex Rubin, Tracer Moore, Joe Abretsky, Jerry was there, Dr. Anthony Lopez, just like these powerhouse young docs that, we're all doing big things, and we're all still thirsty at the same time. And I got to thank my girlfriend Victoria for always supporting me. And yeah, that's it. That's what I got. So I don't know if I just end this now or if Brian's gonna pop back in there. But thank you, everybody. There he is. He's back.
There I am. Great job, Evan. Really enjoyed your talk, man. Very honest, very humble. Really enjoyed your talk, man. I got to ask you just a quick question.
Yeah.
How do you end up rooming with Zeus? Like, how does that come about that conversation starts and all of a sudden you're rooming with Zeus?
Nikolai couldn't make it. I told Kat. Kat was kind of facilitating it, so I told her that Nikolai wasn't making it, and then I think Zeus showed up to DE without a hotel room, and somehow Kat got wind of it and was like, "Oh, well, I got an opening in Sidoti's room." Next thing I know, Zeus is in my room.
Nice. That's awesome how that came together. Great story, man. And really, really appreciate watching you flourish at DE and your whole crew, because I know you guys are the future of DE. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep turning the crank, and love and appreciate you. Love hearing the stories, and keep coming to DE, man. We need you guys there.
All right. Love and appreciate you. I'll see you at the next DE, I'm sure.
Great. See you in April. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to the Tuesday Night Call. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Take care.